Bet you guys never guess what I just got. Ugh. Four times I've filmed this. This is my fourth time. Yep, you heard it right. 4 times. This video is a bitch. I don't even know why. So many things wrong with it. So this is the one. I'm going to film it now. Fourth time's a charm. Here's another pickup video. I'm Nintenjoel. Welcome back. I have a shit ton of pickups for you. And I don't want this video to go on too long, which was one of the problems with the first 3 times that I freaking did it. It just turned out to be like 25 minutes long. So we're just getting straight into this. I am breaking the chain of 20-minute long pickup videos. From now on, they should be 15 to 20 minutes long max. Hopefully, here we go. Went to a random yard sale and asked the dude if he had any retro video game stuff, and he was like, Nintendo? And I was like, yeah, pretty much. And he was like, yeah, come inside, check out my little collection. And I was like, sweet. Comes inside, shows me like 50 or 60 games. I'm like, pretty impressed. And he was like, yeah, I play this and I play this over here. And he had a PlayStation 4, so he had NES and PlayStation 4. Pretty freaking awesome. I thought the guy was really cool, and I managed to pry 2 games off of him. One because I wanted it so bad, and he could tell I really wanted it bad, and he heard about my channel. I told him about my channel, and he was like, alright, I'll help you out, and he gave me a good price for both of these. The other game I just got because it was cheap, good label, never actually seen it before, and that was Tom and Jerry on NES. Really awesome label, very cheap, very cool. Have not played it yet. But the game I was after, I've mentioned this in my other videos before, so continuity error once again. But Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke for NES is such a good game. I will take a second to talk about this game. It's basically a vertical shooter, except for you're a cowboy on the ground. It does have forced vertical scrolling, and you can get weapons upgrades. You can even ride a horse. But yeah, you basically control your... you shoot to the right with the A button, you shoot to the left with the B button, and you shoot straight ahead with both buttons. And the game mechanics and the music, it's just an awesome Capcom game. I mean, this is when Capcom just kicked ass, and yeah, it's a really, really fun shooter. I cannot recommend Gunsmoke enough, so go get a copy. It's not very expensive. Go get a copy after you finish watching this video. Okay, so thank you, random dude at garage sale. I'm going to see if I can call him and maybe get a couple more games off him. He did give me his number and said that there might be a couple more he might be willing to get rid of that were just kind of uncommon. Anyways, went to the local game store not that long ago because my buddy said, he's actually a regular at my work. He came in and he said, hey, aren't you after Sunset Riders? And I was like, yeah, I am, dude. And he's like, yeah, I just got a copy. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. I was like, you willing to trade it? He was like, nope. He's like, but why don't you get that one down at GameStar? It's been there for a little while. I'm like, what are you talking about? And apparently, GameStar, one of our local video game stores, had a copy of Sunset Riders that I had never seen before for some weird reason. And so on my lunch break, I went over there, and sure enough, it was not out. So I asked one of the employees about it, and lo and behold, it was sitting in the back. And for some reason, they keep doing this, where they have expensive games out, and then they put them in the back for no real good reason. I'm not really sure why they do that, but no joke, the last 3 expensive Super Nintendo games that I was after for a long time that I got from there were all in the back. I don't know why, but whatever. What I scored was obviously Sunset Riders. And I am so happy. Thank you, Wayne. He randomly told me about this, and I was like, yes, 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 and yes. I have been after Sunset Riders for a long time. It was actually a decent price, too. It was not overpriced for one, so I think it was $47 or $48, and they gave me a 10% off, and then I did it with trade, so yeah, that was awesome. But thank you, Wayne, for telling me about that, and thank you, GameStar, for having awesome prices. For once, kind of. And then Mega Man 8 on Mega Man 8 Anniversary Collection on PlayStation 1 I also got from there, and it was cheap. It was like $8, I think, so fitting. Really cool. And then, first time I've mentioned him on these pickup videos because this is the first trade that you guys are seeing, but since this trade I've done a couple others with him. My buddy Kevin, who is on my Southern Oregon Retro Gamer page and is pretty active there, and he's actually on a couple other groups on Facebook as well. But Kevin is getting into retro gaming a lot. He's a huge Nintendo freak, and I enticed him with the few games that he was after, and he traded me some amazing games that I was after for Sega Master System, and he's not really a Sega Master System guy, so what I got was Alien Syndrome. Hell yeah. Manual on that one's pretty beat up, but, you know, whatever. Still pretty cool. Outrun, if I remember correctly, this has no manual. Yep, no manual, but still great condition. Awesome to have Outrun. Outrun's a fun game, I must say. No joke, piece of my childhood, Quartet. This is the reason I hit him up in the first place. When I saw that he scored Quartet, he had posted a picture on Southern Oregon Retro Gamers. And I was like, holy shit, I got a hold of him in like 2 seconds. I was like, I need that game. That is like the first console game I remember playing besides like Atari shit. And he was like, yeah, sure, dude. And he totally traded it to me for an awesome deal. And not even arguably, but definitely the best game on this list, R-Type, that I got from him. And this is actually awesome because it's the one in the best condition. Complete manual. I had to switch out the case because the case was beat up, but no big deal. So fuck yes, thank you, Kevin. You just contributed to my Sega Master System collection. Actually, if I remember correctly, he gave me a 5th game, and it was a cart only. Might have been like Super Thunderblade or something like that, or Thunderblade. I don't remember for sure. Kevin, comment below if you watch this video. Tell me what that 5th game was that you actually gave me. I'm pretty sure there was a 5th cart only game in that set. But yes, awesome to get those 4 Sega Master System games. And then Jake, my good buddy Jake, always doing awesome trades and such with me. Didn't even so much give me a trade this time. He gave me 2 little gifts that I'm going to show you. He knows that I like Bomberman, kind of a recent Bomberman fanatic, to be honest. But I do love Bomberman all of a sudden. And he had 2 Japanese Game Boy Bomberman games, and he just gave them to me. So fuck yeah, thank you, Jake. You fucking rule. This is a Bomberman collection. Freaking awesome. Plays on a regular Game Boy, so, or maybe it was Game Boy Advance SP I played this on. It would have been one of those 2, but yeah, pretty awesome to get a Japanese, Japanese Bomberman game. It's freaking crazy, and not just 1, but 2. This one I can't even read. It's all in Japanese, but it's also a Bomberman collection, and played in the Game Boy or Game Boy Advance, whatever I use. So stoked that I can play them, and stoked that they look cool and are in Japanese, and they sit up in my shelf looking pretty. Thank you very much, Jake, for that trade. That's freaking awesome. And then another cool thing he did for me was keep an eye out for something that I've been looking for a little while, and that is just a regular-ass Game Boy Advance. Oh yeah. No backlight or anything. These things are so hard to freaking see. What the fuck? I can't fucking see shit. How the hell am I supposed to play? I can't see fucking dick. What the? Why did they put lights in? Ah! Anyways, yeah. It's the fuchsia, like see-through fuchsia color Game Boy Advance, and came with Super Bust-A-Move, which is honestly the only Bust-A-Move game I've ever owned. I've played them so many times, that's kind of weird to think about. But, yeah, I'm actually stoked on this color. I am not offended that it's pink at all. In fact, I kind of prefer this color. It's badass. It's got the back and everything, and it's see-through. It's freaking sweet looking. The only other pink system I really like is the N64 watermelon color. That's awesome. And then we did some trades, as usual. I got 5 Super Nintendo games from them. They're all actually fairly good. My least favorite of which was Spanky's Quest. I thought I was going to like this game a lot more, and to be honest, I don't like this game as much because I suck at it. But, yeah, still cool as shit to own. We're going to put this Game Boy Advance over here because I have a feeling it's going to get in the way. So we'll put Spanky's Quest down there. Alright. You can see my OCD with trying to get my table organized, but if I don't do it, I can't fit all the shit. So anyways, Spanky's Quest, kind of a platforming, like, puzzle-type game. Didn't play it for very long. You have to, like, get keys to a door, and you throw these, like, little bomb candy things. I don't fucking know. That one's weird. Whatever. Kind of needed it. Kind of wanted it. Gonna see if I can get better at it. The rest of the 4 were freaking amazing games. I had never played this before or even heard of it. Saturday Night Slam Masters, which is a wrestling game, but has mechanics and feel of like Final Fight. It's fucking cool, man. I love Final Fight. I'm a big Final Fight fan. And yeah, seeing those kind of mechanics in a wrestling game in the ring was pretty freaking cool. So I can't wait to play that with another player. Hopefully Jake or Kevin or somebody will come over here, and we'll have like a gaming night where we can beat the hell out of each other on Saturday Night Slam Masters. Also, in the beat-em-up category, Sonic Last Man, which is a funny game. This game, the way that your dude like winds up and punches people is so fucking funny. But pretty cool, pretty cool. I like Sonic Blast Man. It's actually a decent beat 'em up. And then we got True Lies. I played this game the other day for quite a few minutes, probably almost an hour actually. And ooh, I got the hiccups. True Lies is like an overhead adventure where you can like roll around and like shoot people and sneak around and get shit, lots of fetch quests, and it's fun as hell. That is one of the movie titles that I was highly recommended on a couple YouTube videos, and a friend of mine said that True Lies is really good, and it is indeed a very fun game. I actually like that quite a bit. If you guys are looking for just like a cool action, like overhead game, yeah, dude, True Lies is freaking awesome. Kind of reminds me of like Mission Impossible for NES, but way, way better and not nearly as impossible. The snow level, the second level is fun. You're just running for your life. It's great. And then Hook. Hook for Super Nintendo. Yes, yes, yes. This is a good game. Kind of a slow-paced game, but it's a like action platforming game where you're Peter Pan and you kick some ass and you have this like floaty feature to your jumps. I think you'd actually fly a little bit, but yeah, it's actually a really fun game with decent graphics and a decent soundtrack as well. It's a very well done game. Again, my only complaint is like how slow everything moves. I guess they did this to avoid slowdown by slowing down the game, but yeah, it's a pretty slow game, but it's pretty fun, I will admit. Okay, so last game I got from Jake from the trades. Man, I'm so happy about this. So happy about this, and I didn't even know I wanted this. But he was gracious enough to lend me Ikaruga, which I fell in love with immediately. And then he managed to get a game off of me that he really wanted, and I traded him for Ikaruga. The game that he wanted was actually the game that we had to do a coin toss for on the PlayStation lot pickup, the massive PlayStation haul. There was one game we both wanted, was Azure Dreams, and we had to do a coin toss, and I won the coin toss and ended up with Azure Dreams, and ended up not liking it. Very convoluted, weird game, just wasn't into it, and yeah, he offered Ikaruga, and after playing it, I was like, fuck yes, fuck yes. One of the best shooters ever. I'm going to talk about this game in a future video because the mechanics of this game are just incredible. So, so good. Yeah, Ikaruga is one of those games that you need to own. If you have a GameCube, this is a must-own game for GameCube. No joke. Alright, so, okay. Thank you very much, Jake, for the trade. Awesome. And for the looking out for me for the Game Boy Advance and for the gifts. It's awesome. These Bomberman games are freaking sweet. Alright. So last pickup I have for you is from a guy that I met randomly. His name is Dan. And Dan had seen my channel through somebody else, actually locally, which is weird to me. It's always weird when somebody local watches my channel. And he got a hold of me and said that he had an item that he was looking to get rid of to me specifically because he thought I might be interested. And he offered it so cheap I could not say no, even though it's a really weird, quirky item. But yes, what that item is what you saw in the intro, and that is the Sega Pico. Now, the Sega Pico is a very strange, it's like a learning toy almost, but it's Sega, and it actually had almost like interactive type games. Not really games, but yeah, this is it. It's got a stylus that you can do things with, and it came with 2 games. It came with Magic Crayons complete in box. This is cool as shit because, yeah, when have you ever seen a complete in box Sega Pico game? It's freaking crazy. And then it came with something that's actually fairly sought after from what I hear, because probably who it is, I imagine any Sonic collectors eventually want to try to get this, Sonic the Hedgehog's Gameworld. And how this operates is you slide the cartridge in here, and then the book snaps in, and you can move the pages, and you can interact with things and such. And I have not actually tried this yet. I plan on it very soon, just haven't done it yet. But yeah, very cool. He sold this to me for 20 bucks, and as you saw in the intro, it came with this hulking gigantic box, which is not getting displayed on my shelf. It's too big. This goes in the closet. That thing's actually been sitting on a shelf in a high place. So, yeah, pretty cool. Thank you very much, Dan, for that awesome deal. 20 bucks, can't beat that. Just the Sonic game alone is, you know, kind of hard to find, so that's pretty sweet. And when we first met up, not only did he do that with me, but I got a couple games from him. And that was Spy vs. Spy on Nintendo, which is awesome. I love Spy vs. Spy. I used to read the old Spy vs. Spy in the Mad magazines. Not even the magazines, the books from like the 60s and 70s my dad gave me. And Rush and Attack. I just heard this is an awesome game. I haven't played it yet, but I've been actually looking for it just recently, and he happened to have it. Sold it cheap, so hell yeah. And then, so I went to, oh, there was one more thing, actually. Two more things. Two more things. Alright, first of all, there was Star Ocean, second story. I've owned this many times. Gonna keep this copy for a while, even though it has no manual. And then the awesomest thing when I first met him was Golden Sun Complete in Box, Game Boy Advance. I have the other Golden Sun. It's just card only, but this is pretty awesome. Love the artwork. Good RPG, too, from what I hear. Okay, then I ended up going to his house and doing another trade with him because he told me he had one TurboGrafx game that I was really, really after. And yeah, I will get to that in just a second. But what I did get from him, first of all, in the trades at his house was a really cool PlayStation game I'd never heard of before, Wild 9, made by the people that made Earthworm Jim. That's pretty cool. I have never heard of that. That's awesome, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And then Sega CD games, not easy to come by in my area, and if you do find them, finding them complete in box is very, very hard indeed. So finding any of these three was just a miracle. Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, Eye of the Beholder, hell yes. I have this on Super Nintendo. Looks much, much better on Sega CD, I imagine. And, let's move these up. And then I got two more. The one I was actually most excited about was Heimdall on Sega CD, and this is complete in box and just beautiful. I mean, this is like perfect. And looks like a dungeon crawler. Awesome looking dungeon crawler, so I'm stoked about that. And then the last game he almost talked me into, so thank you very much, Dan, because I did not even know what this was, but Rise of the Dragon. And this game is compared to Snatcher, so I'm very glad he talked me into this game. He was just like, no, I hear this is a good game. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll work it into the trade. And I did, and I'm glad. I've not played it yet, but looking forward to it. And the last game I have for you guys. So amazing. So amazing. Oh my god, I'm so happy about this. I finally got Blazing Lasers on TurboGrafx. This is, like a Garuda, a reason to own the system. If you have a TurboGrafx, then you must own Blazing Lasers. It's one of the greatest shooters I've freaking ever played. It's so good. It's a vertical shooter, and it's actually a cousin to Space Megaforce on Super Nintendo, one of my favorite shooters of all time. I will be talking about this game in the future as well. That's all I have for you guys, though. As far as my pickups, there are a ton in here. I'm very excited about a few of them. Sunset Riders especially, and Blazing Lasers especially. Holy shit, I'm really stoked about that. Those Bomberman games look really cool on my shelf. And then this Rise of the Dragon game, I'm pretty stoked about that. Ikaruga, though. Ikaruga and Blazing Lasers, like, these are the cream of the crops. This is like the greatest shooters ever. But, yeah, anyways. So, question of the day. What game are you looking for the most unusual system you have? What unusual system do you own, kind of unusual system do you own that you're on the lookout for one specific game for? What is it? Comment down below, let us know. And if you like the video, please give a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's down there, it's red, and it says subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Please share the video if you liked it. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. You guys are awesome for always watching. I really appreciate it. So keep rocking retro games. Really fucking four times that fucking video took. Seriously, how the hell, from the shirt being all fucking crooked, to fucking 25-minute long videos, to dropping games, to things not going in order. Oh my god, this video was a fucking nightmare. I'm glad it's over. Whatever.